Hi everyone, it's Sarah from The Walks of Life, and today we are making Thai red curry chicken. Now this recipe is super fast, totally restaurant quality. If you love Thai red curries and ordering them from restaurants, you are going to love this dish, and I think that you're gonna think it's just as good as your local Thai restaurant. Some of the common issues that I find with a restaurant style Thai curry, at least in the restaurants that we have around here, the sauce is often on the watery side. It's kind of loose. In this recipe, we actually use an entire can of red curry paste, so you have a lot of flavor in it. The chicken itself can be a little bit on the drier side. It's like stringy almost. So I actually velvet the chicken with a little bit of oyster sauce, oil, cornstarch, like we do for a lot of our stir fries. We seal in that moisture of the chicken, and we actually pre-sear it like we do in our other Chinese stir fry recipes, and I find that that gives you a really moist, juicy chicken in the final dish. Also, this dish has a lot of vegetables in it. It is a one-pan meal. You just make a pot of steamed rice, you make this dish, and dinner is set. I have all the ingredients I need here. You're gonna see how fast this dish comes together. Let's make it. I'm gonna start by velveting my chicken. I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of cornstarch here. We would normally do a teaspoon or a teaspoon and a half, but I'm actually counting on the cornstarch in the chicken marinade to slightly thicken the curry sauce. And then we're gonna add a teaspoon of oil. We went with dry first, then we went with the oil, and now we're gonna go with the oyster sauce, because oyster sauce is really viscous and kind of sticky, but when you've measured oil before oyster sauce, it just slides out. I'm actually gonna add a little extra because we added water to this oyster sauce to get the last bit out of the bottom. It's a small trick. So now I'm gonna add a couple tablespoons of water. And what the water does is it actually infuses the chicken with some moisture. So we're using chicken breast here, which is the most common cut that you'll find in a Thai red curry chicken. You could also use boneless, skinless chicken thighs if you want. And you're gonna see that the chicken actually absorbs all of that liquid. So I pre-sliced this chicken pretty thin, but nice and wide. So the chicken has absorbed all of the marinade ingredients. I'm gonna set it aside, and then I'm gonna prepare my vegetables. The first thing I have here is a bell pepper. I'm just gonna use half of it. I'm going to take the core out, or the stem and the core, and then thinly slice it. I'm gonna sort of cut it on an angle like this, because I want the slices to be nice and thin. A big pet peeve for me is giant pieces of bell pepper. When they're like huge square pieces, I just don't want to eat it. So I like to cut the bell pepper really thinly. And then here I also have some green beans that I've already prepared. These are just like pre-washed green beans cut in half. And then I have an onion, which it's a small onion, and I'm just gonna thinly slice it. So I just cut the onion in half, and then I just slice this way. There's my onion. And then I have a couple cloves of garlic that I'm gonna chop. Just a rough chop is fine. So the ginger, we call for 2 thin slices minced. My mom buys this organic ginger that's actually quite strong, so I'm only gonna use these 2 tiny little slices. If you love ginger, you can add more, but there is definitely gonna be a lot of strong flavor coming out of the red curry paste too. I just add this for like a little extra flavor, and then mince this way. And then I have this Thai basil. We need about a half a cup of Thai basil leaves. That's a loose measurement. I mean, you can add a little more, a little less. I love Thai basil, so I tend to do like a half cup packed. As you can see here, the Thai basil comes wrapped in plastic, and that's actually really important because it tends to oxidize very quickly, more so than regular basil. It's important to always keep it wrapped, especially if you're keeping it in the fridge, because if you put it in the fridge unwrapped, it's just gonna turn black. So I'm just gonna take out about this much, and I will wash it and pull the leaves. Just a light wash, a quick rinse really. And I will get a little shade for this, but if you can't find Thai basil, I think it's perfectly fine to use a regular sweet basil. It's not gonna have that cinnamon basil flavor or Thai basil flavor, but if that's all you can find at your local grocery store, feel free to use a regular sweet basil. The final vegetable that you're gonna need is bamboo shoots. So we're using canned julienne bamboo shoots, the easiest thing to use, and they are already all prepared for you. You just have to drain them and add them directly to the dish. If you can only find those rectangular sliced bamboo shoots, that's totally fine. You can just add them to the dish as is, or you can julienne them if you like. And then we're gonna use an entire can of coconut milk. So you're not gonna be left with like half a can of this or half a can of that in this recipe. The other ingredient that we're gonna use in this dish is fish sauce. We have red boat fish sauce here. It's also gluten-free. Not all fish sauces are. If you're not a fish person, and I know people get freaked out a little bit by fish sauce because when you smell it, It is fishy, but it's really not gonna taste fishy in the dish. It is an important flavor. This is the heart and soul of a lot of Thai food. So that's it for the prep. Let's get cooking. You could use any pan or pot for this. Just make sure that if you're using carbon steel, stainless steel, cast iron, or a wok for that matter, that you are properly preheating the pan before you add the oil. I'm waiting to see little wisps of smoke coming off. That will prevent the chicken from sticking when you go to sear it. So I'm gonna add a tablespoon of oil, and I'm just gonna spread it around and then add the chicken. I'm just spreading it in a single layer, but you don't want to disturb it for the first 30 seconds or so that it gets a nice sear on it, and then it's going to lift off the wok a lot easier.
I feel like longer than 30 seconds.
It depends on how hot it is. If it's really hot, then 30 seconds is enough. Okay, so it's seared on both sides, and now I'm just gonna stir fry it a bit. And you can scrape the wok if there is some sticking. I'm just gonna turn off the heat while I get the chicken out because there was a little bit of sticking, otherwise those little bits will burn. So I'm just gonna put it back into the bowl that we marinated it in because it's gonna simmer again. And why wash another bowl when you don't have to? Now I'm gonna turn my heat back on. I have it at medium high now, and I'm gonna add another tablespoon of oil, and I'm just gonna add my garlic and ginger. Dry onion went in, it's okay. And we can fry this for a minute or so until it's fragrant. And again, you can just scrape those chicken bits up. It's not a bad thing to have. Now I'm going to add this entire can of curry paste. That's a 4-ounce can. If you are spice averse or you like your curry more mild, you can start with half a can, but we find that the whole can for us is the perfect level of spice and flavor. We use watery curry paste. These can be found at any Asian grocery store. They're not expensive, and they are actually vegan, which, you know, if you wanted to make like a vegetarian version of this dish with tofu, you totally could. And they are just really good quality and tasty and flavor packed into a can. Let the fragrance come out of it. And the curry paste is gonna help lift off those chicken bits also. Now I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of brown sugar. You could also use palm sugar if you want. This is just gonna balance out that spice with a little sweetness. Thai food is all about balance and harmony of flavor. See, the sugar kind of gives the paste like a sheen, almost like a jam. Now I'm gonna add the green beans, peppers, onions, and the bamboo shoots. We can increase the heat now to high. So we want to stir fry these vegetables for about 2 minutes until the onions start to wilt. So now I'm going to turn the heat down to medium, and I'm going to add the coconut milk. If you want to make this dish a little bit lighter, you could use light coconut milk if you like. That said, light coconut milk, if you didn't know, is basically just watered down coconut milk. Or you could use like basically half a can of this, freeze the other half for later, and then just replace half of it with water, which is sort of like a money-saving tip. And coconut milk freezes really well. And at this point, you want to keep the curry at a simmer, but not at a rolling boil. Otherwise, the coconut milk can split, and then you get this rainy appearance rather than a nice creamy sauce. We are going to add the fish sauce now, tablespoon, and I'm going to add the chicken back so that the chicken can simmer in the sauce.
That's the best red curry chicken I've seen in many a moon.
It shouldn't be watery, it should be saucy for sure. So we just want to simmer the chicken so that it cooks through, and then I'm going to stir in the Thai basil just until it wilts. You're not often going to see Thai basil in the restaurant version because it can be expensive, but I really think it adds. So we have our nice little dome of rice here, and we're going to plate our Thai curry chicken. Just gonna put some of this curry sauce on top. Garnish it with some cilantro. Don't worry about stems. Stems have just as much flavor as the leaves. And that is our Thai red curry chicken. Let's dig in and try it. Cover the rice in the sauce. I'm about to take a very big bite. It's so rich and creamy and so flavorful from the whole can of red curry paste that we use, but it's not too spicy, not for me anyway, just delicious. Another thing about the restaurant version is that it can often be very sweet. If you wanted to add a little more sugar to this, you could, but for me, this is the perfect level of sweetness here. It just balances out the spice. It's just super savory and super good. The dish came together like that, and it is a delicious one-pan meal with a lean protein, vegetables, a starch, and a little bit of indulgence from the coconut milk. It's so, so good. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and check out thewoksoflife.com for more recipes.